Hi everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Lovely to see you all. I hope you've had a great Christmas and New Year and you are maybe recovering from a bit of a hangover from last night. That's okay. I'm here to keep you entertained for, well, we'll see how long it takes. So what I'm proposing to do today is to effectively, I'm going to try and create an app that will sit on my website, and it is an app that will do something that is a ridiculously time-consuming, boring job in education, and that is that you have to, when you're creating a document, you're putting references in the document, you're keeping a list of the references at the bottom of the document, and then every now and again you need to check that the references that you had put in the document are in the reference list at the bottom, and the references that in the list at the bottom are correctly in the document. And when I was doing my PhD, that took me, actually took my son several hours over one Christmas to go through and tick off each of the references and make sure that I didn't have any sort of loose ones either in the document or in the reference list. And I thought that feels like a job that should be done by somebody else. So and there should be an IT solution for it. So today we are going to create one, and we're going to do it live. We're going to vibe code it. I am no coding expert. I've done a bit of vibe coding before. I created my prompt builder that you can find on www.theprofessor.info if you want to create better prompts. But this is something, so the plan is that I'm going to create it in VS Code, but using Codex to do the coding. I will then send it to GitHub, which is where it will be stored, and then it will run on Streamlit, and I will create a frame in my I'll create a frame on my website to run the app, and then people will be able to upload documents. It will go through the document. It will check that the references are in the document, are in the reference list, and vice versa. This will take some time. I've thought about doing a sort of vibe coding stream before, but probably didn't do it because it can be a bit fiddly and difficult, but we're going to try it today. And yeah, so if you've got any questions, about what I'm doing, if you've got any questions about being in the about me, the professor, you want to know about me, then please let me know and I will try and answer them as best I can. We will have some time while the coding is doing its job, so pop your questions in and I will try my best to answer them as we go along. But lovely to see you. Happy New Year to everybody. What exactly will be the content? So the content will be creating a app from zero to something that's deployable. I will eventually build this up into something a bit more interesting and effective, maybe with a paid plan. Maybe we'll do a second one of these sessions. But yeah, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get me vibe coding from zero to a delivered app in my website, and I'll show you the whole process, what happens, what doesn't happen, what works, what doesn't work. We'll deal with any problems as they come along, and you can enjoy that, or you just listen to me while I'm chuntering on for the next few hours, I expect. I've got my coffee, so I'm ready. Let us jump in. So let me just, here we are in our VS Code, and what I have done is set up a series of files. So basically I've set up a folder called coding, and then a new folder called ref checker. And that is, so one of the key things to remember is when you set up folders for coding, it needs to be outside of the Windows 32 system. Otherwise you get all sorts of bloody dramas. I can tell you, I've tried it. So I've got it on my F drive, and what we can do is start by asking Codex to start doing some stuff. So what I'm going to do is just give it a prompt. So I've got some of these prompts prepared, and you can just paste in. Let me know if you can hear me properly, everything's okay, etc. If something's not working, just drop it in the comments. I will have a look at the comments as we go along. But here we go. So we're building an MVP reference checker. Use Python and FastAPI. Create a project structure shown in the runbook. Add app main py FastAPI. So here is a prompt to start this off. Add a project TOML using UV or pip friendly dependencies. So basically I just asked ChatGPT to give me these prompts. And actually, why don't I show you the so what I did was create a project in ChatGPT called the referencing app, and I've gone through a plan of how to build this, etc., what I'm hoping to build, come up with some ideas, and then finally said just give me some prompts so that I can get Codex to start building this, and I'll make sure that all of the prompts, etc., are in a pack that I'll put on the website, that I'll link to this live when it's done, and you'll be able to download them and work through them yourself. So we've got our first prompt. Let's set it off, see what we get. We might have to keep going back into ChatGPT if I start getting errors. Basically, I put a prompt into Codex. Let me put me on full screen. So here we can see Codex working. So it's preparing to read the task instructions, ran get content task MD, checking file location, considering hidden file options, cautious initial steps, assessing repo state, ran git status, checking that GitHub is working, investigate hidden state readme file, checking file content, confirming empty working tree. So it's got 3 tasks and it's ticking them off as it goes. It's very cool. Beatrice, where are you on the other side of the world? Tell me where you are. It'd be really cool. Let me know where you are. I'd be really interested to know. Costa Rica. Wow. So we've been watching a program here in the UK called, let me put myself back on the screen. We've been watching a program called Race Across the World, or which I'd love to do. And me and Mrs. Professor might well enter ourselves. And they went through Costa Rica, and there was the most amazing wildlife, if I remember rightly. So, gosh. So what time of day is it in Costa Rica? You must be quite, are you in January the 1st yet? I assume you are, but you must be quite late. It's 10 o'clock here in the UK. So maybe it's just, you've just had your new year. Be really cool. Okay, so it is doing all sorts of things here, and it says run this command, and I'll say, so you can approve once, approve this session. So I'll approve this session. I'll take myself off just because you can then see what's going on. But I'm here. I'm here, not just watching screen. I'm here. Four in the morning. My God, you're keen. 38 degrees. I assume that's centigrade. It is, I think, probably 0 here in the UK. Maybe a bit above 0. There's no frost on my car. I'm looking outside the window. But Mrs. Professor went to work this morning. I expect she had to scrape frost off the car. Anyway, lovely to hear from Costa Rica. That's very, very cool that you are watching me at 4 in the morning. Well, if you doze off, that's fine. Don't worry. You can listen to my voice and doze off to it. My wife does that quite a lot. So it is checking CSS. Don't know what that is. Checking project Pi project files, updating status plan. Let's approve that. A bit bigger. So I used to live, Beatrice, I used to live in Australia. I also lived in New Zealand, and I've lived in Africa. So it's a bit, so I've had quite a lot of warm Christmases and New Years. And I find it quite lovely. Being able to go to the beach on Christmas Day in Sydney was a joy. Well, lovely that you're a retiree and that I can keep you entertained in the early hours of the morning, Beatrice. That's really nice. And I think that AI is, so it's something that I have been involved with for the last 2.5 years, 3 years, and really, let me put myself on the screen again while this is working, and really have enjoyed learning about it. And you know, I I've never coded in Python. I did a bit of coding when I was at school a long time ago, using BASIC and assembler, but then didn't code for 30 odd years. And the ability that AI gives us to be able to do things that we just can't do, whether that's creating pictures or writing documents or checking documents or whatever. And you'll see, if you go to my YouTube site, you'll see there are now well over 100 videos that are there that just help people do stuff with AI. So I'm really pleased that you're getting some enjoyment out of it, and enjoying that. So you've been in New Zealand from 2005 to 2007, and Australia in Perth and Melbourne from 2007 to 2014. Wow. So I think I was in Australia at the same time as you. I'm probably maybe in New Zealand at the same time as you as well. So I was in Wellington in New Zealand. I worked at the British High Commission. I used to be a diplomat. I worked at the British High Commission in Wellington, and then I was the Deputy Consul General in Sydney. It's very pleasant. Between that, I went to Kinshasa, got shot at quite a lot. So that was so I'd been in Wellington, had a wonderful time, and they thought it'd probably be better for me to do something a bit more challenging. So they sent me to Kinshasa. I got shot at a lot. I mean, properly a lot. So they, to try and relax, they sent me to Australia, to Sydney, which was wonderful. And we lived in Mosman, etc., which was beautiful, and spent many of our Christmases on the beach, which was really lovely. So Codex is still working, keeps trying to do things. Very cool. I think this stream is going to be a bit like this, with Codex running off and doing stuff, and then me chatting as we go through it. But that's the joy, and of course the really cool stuff is that you eventually get an output. Costa Rica. I'd love to go to Costa Rica. And say, if we do this race around the world, I'd really like it to be in South America, because it's not. I've been to Brazil, but I've not been anywhere else in South America or Central America. So I'd love to do that. The one we're washing at the moment is actually across Canada, which looks fun, but I think I'd rather do South America. I think it'd be warmer and a bit more exciting. We shall see. Well, if I get to come to Costa Rica, I'll definitely look you up. If we're doing our race around the world, you might be able to give us a lift somewhere, which would be very cool. But yeah, we will definitely look you up. I'd like to meet you too. I thought Central America was probably a bit more difficult. Honduras and Ecuador and those sorts of places. I don't know. As I say, I don't know the area very well. I've lived in Africa. I've lived in Australasia. I've spent a lot of time in Asia. Go to India quite a lot with my job. I go to China quite a lot. I go to Kazakhstan quite a lot. So love all of those places. So yeah, I think that's really cool. but I don't know Central America, I don't know South America. El Salvador and Nicaragua. Nicaragua, got it, are the dangerous places. This is taking some time to do these things, but clearly it is trying things and then things are not working, etc., which is cool because it means that it's not just chucking out error messages, it's solving those errors. Let me turn myself off so you can see it working. If you ever come to the UK, Beatrice, then let me know and we can meet there if I don't get to Central America, to Costa Rica. I think I've got a friend who lives in Costa Rica. I think he's a designer. I think so. Might be wrong. It's called Dougal. I grew up with him in Yorkshire, which is in the northern part of the UK. So it seems like it's been identifying some errors, but let me have a look and see if I can see what files it's producing. We've got a series of files that it has produced. There we go. So it's just doing some checks at the moment. So is it templates? So this has all been created by Codex. Open up Codex again. So you're German, Beatrice. So I spent quite a lot of time abroad. I also spent quite a lot of time in Bonn. So I was there between just as the capital moved back to Berlin. So I worked at the British Embassy in Bonn, and then effectively as I left, the embassy moved to Berlin. So yeah, good. And my grandmother was German as well. So she was from a small town near Paderborn called Lippstadt. And she met my grandfather was in the British Army of the Rhine, and they moved to the UK. She died a few years ago, but she was quite an interesting lady. She used to teach yoga, which was interesting growing up as a teenage boy in my hometown. Okay, so we should have something operating now. So what I'm going to do is just see if I can look at, to run locally yourself. Let's have a look at whether I can user side depth already installed. Next step, wire up post upload handling. Yeah. So let's try copy this and pop this in here. Control V. Oh, I think I didn't copy. Copy. Probably didn't do that right. 12V. I'm making a right mess of this, aren't I? So what I want to do, why is that not copying? Copy. See if I can paste. I don't think I can. No, I can't. Try and make it work manually. Don't know what I've done there. Port 8000. It should, I think, bring up a tab. Aha! So, just to show you, I've now got on port 8000, I've got a reference checker, so I can choose a file and upload a file. Look at that. So we've already got something operating. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's go back to the... And let's have a look at what files we've got. So we've got this is the app. Let's have a look at what it has produced. Pretty not an enormous amount of code. But anyway, that page loads, which is very cool. So let's set it off again. Add post upload that accepts a file form field that says file. You need to support text and DOCX only. I think when I run this, once I do version 2 of this, Control Shift and C. Yes, I thank you, Beatrice. I'm sure you are absolutely right to do the cutting. I'm not quite sure what was going wrong, but anyway, we've got it going now. But thank you. Post upload accepts file name file, and then returns a JSON response with keys. That's what we're hoping to get, and we will set it off, add basic error handling. We'll see whether we can make it work. What I will do is find myself a file that I think would be suitable to test it with. while it's doing this work. So if I go into account's been disconnected. So let me just log in again. So I'm having some issues with logging into my OneDrive, which is always a bit annoying. Let me just bring myself back up onto the screen so you can see me. See that I'm still here and I'm doing stuff, but I'm having to just do some two-factor authentication. There we go. This might probably work now. We've got 6 people online. Say hello. It'd be lovely to hear from you. We're doing some vibe coding today. We're trying to create an app that I can run on my website that will. So the initial start of the app is that so version 1 will take a document. The idea is that it will look through the document, identify any references that are in the document and then check that they're in the reference list, and then vice versa, check that everything that's in the reference list is appropriately referenced in the document. Sounds boring. If you are having to do this, if you're an academic having to do this with your PhD or something like that, it is hours and hours and hours of mindless work. I got my son to do it over about 3 days as I was getting close to the end of my PhD. It was mind-numbing. I did take him on holiday and we were in the sun, so there was slightly some payoff for him, but yeah, it was pretty tough. So I said it in my PhD, surely there is a software version that can solve this. And there are some things out there, but they don't do what I want to do, is build this out into something that A, does that check, B, then checks whether the reference used is in the right context. So it goes and looks at the reference, checks that it's actually saying what it should say. Because often, certainly with AI, it will pop a reference in that is just not saying what the claim is in the document. So I want to be able to do that. And then I want it to be able to also suggest alternative references as well. So I'm going to build it into something much more than what we're doing today. But the idea today is to do some vibe coding, show the process, and sort of entertain you for a couple of hours or so, that sort of thing. He did have a lot of fun, Looney. He did. I know he enjoyed it, and probably misses it now that I have finished my PhD. But yes, yeah. So that's the plan. So welcome everybody that is watching. Feel free to drop me a comment. There'll be quite a lot of breaks while this thing is doing its work. So having something to chat about is really helpful. Stops it being boring. Also great to know where you all are, because I'm in Coventry, which is a city in the centre of the UK, not far away from Birmingham, about an hour from London. It was bombed during the war, and I work at Coventry University, so that's why I live in Coventry. And we've got a little bit of a break while we are over Christmas, but we'll be back in on Monday to welcome a whole load of new students, etc. So it's going through its sort of task list. Let me just take myself off. And you can see just here, it is just here. It's going through a task list, and it's quite nice that it strikes them off as it goes. And it's changed this file. Added upload handling and validation in the main Python. This is the main Python code. So we're not at massive amounts of code yet. But just working out what next I should be doing. So that all works. I can run the test. So it's run a series of tests. Next step, to wire actual validation logic into upload response surface errors in the UI. And it tells me what it's changed. So we're at step 3. Don't forget, I will put all of these prompts in a document that I'll link to this file. I'll pop it all on the website, and you can go and download it and see what I did, when I did it, why I did it, etc. Hopefully that will be helpful. So create app extractors with functions to extract API style in-text citations. So the first cut, I'm going to use API style because that's the style that I use. But eventually, I want this to be able to work with all citation styles. So Chicago and Harvard and all these other ones. I think there's several hundred. So I'm going to have to find a way of having them. And also, maybe people will have their own style guides that they want to upload. So I will give them the ability to do that. But we're not there yet. Let us run this and set it going, because it will take some time. I wonder if I can stop it asking me all the time whether I want to run the session. I just want it to keep running the sessions. If anyone knows, let me know. And just for those of you, just pop myself back. I'll do it like this. That better? Just for those of you who are maybe coders that do stuff all the time, let me know if I'm doing something wrong. Let me know if there is something that I should be doing, operating in a different way, because the whole idea of this is that this is coding for non-coders. I'm not a coder. I've never written a line of Python in my life, although I have created 2 working apps that people use. So, you know, and I did it vibe coding. So this is what I am doing. This is what I'm doing today, because I think it might be helpful. A better way of seeing me. You don't get the screen as much, do you? So it's done it. Added APA citation extractor and tests, parses parenthetical and narrative APA citations. Right, let me see if I've got a document I can upload now. No, I've. It's very frustrating. Having trouble with OneDrive. Don't worry, because people are worried. Oh, my account's been locked. I wonder if that's because I am. It's very frustrating. Let's set this off while I try and set it off with number 4. Let's see how we are going. can do my authentication. So here we've got, it's telling me what is happening. Just trying to find a file to check. Let's go back to the full screen. You can see what's going on. So it's building out these different Python bits. Very cool. Still can't get into my OneDrive, which is slightly frustrating because that's what I want to check. Maybe I'm going to have to create some stuff. Okay, so we've done number 4. While I create a file, we'll get number 5 going. We're going to test this in a minute. I want to see it running. Let me Hi, Imran. Hello, nice to meet you. Whereabouts are you? You in the UK? You somewhere else? I've got Beatrice on the line who on the channel on the stream who is in Costa Rica, and it was 4 o'clock when she joined, 4 in the morning. So really interested to know where you are, Imran, and what you're up to. Hope you had a good New Year. Just to update you, what we're doing is we are trying to vibe code an app that will sit on my website. I'm going to vibe code an app that will sit on my website, and it is effectively a reference checker. We're going to build it out into something a bit more, but we are hopefully going to be able to test it in a minute. I've had some challenges. For some reason unknown to me, my Outlook is, sorry, my OneDrive, there we go, it's still early and it is New Year's Day. My OneDrive is stopped working, which has been a bit of a challenge, but yeah, we're going to try that. So building a simple app at the moment, and then the idea is that I will build it out maybe in another stream, maybe this weekend. We'll see how interested people are. I'll build it out with some more features because I think actually it's a tool that could be really helpful to people. Okay, so we have finished working now. Added matching report module, tests, builds a report, compares citation. Just waiting for ChatGPT to produce me a dummy document to test. So while it's doing that, I will get Codex. Codex took quite a long time to start, but once I've got it going, it is now operating at quite a pace. In fact, quicker than I can generate. So South UK in Lewis built a full static web page using Bun and TS as well. It's fun, to be honest. Struggling with rate limits. Try Codex, but it's slow. I don't mind slow, Imran. I'm a bit slow. I don't pretend to be a coder. I am a vibe coder, and I've enjoyed building out a couple of apps already, and so I wanted to share that with the people that watch my channel. So thought the best way to do it might be in a stream like this, but don't expect anything quick. It'll take some time, but that's part of the fun, isn't it? How do you deal with hallucinations? So I use AI a lot for a lot of things, and generally when I want to do something that's really important, I will check the output with another AI. So I will often take something out of ChatGPT, throw it into Gemini, and ask it to check references, check everything that's in there. I also find that Manus really strong for doing that sort of thing. So take a document, pop it into Manus, please check this, check all the references, check that it's saying what it should say. And actually part of what I want to build this app for is to do that in a bit more straightforward way. So yeah, I think there are certainly issues with hallucinations. I found they've got a lot less over the last, over the last few months, 6 months maybe. I've seen less hallucinations, and as I say, I try to do this sort of checking using other AIs to check, and then the final test is I check stuff myself, because actually it is, you know, if it's something really important, I want to check that everything that's in there is real, and if it goes out under my name, I have to take responsibility for it. So I think there are a series of checks that can be done, and then a manual check if it's really vital. Yeah, I mean, so Imran said we can't really trust them. It's fine on a local scale, but what if it's prod level and you got to take care of stuff like security, API abuse, preventions, etc.? I think you're right. I think we have to accept that if we're using these tools. So, I mean, the other thing to remember, if without this tool, I wouldn't be doing any of this. I'm not able to do any of this. So obviously I'm doing it for something that is relatively light and, you know, doesn't have enormous security impacts. But I know people who work in software companies who um, do use AI to help them code, and my understanding is they check things very carefully. They put there's a lot of human checking in there. They use AIs to run checks, to test for vulnerabilities, etc. I just don't think that we can turn away from this technology. It's game changing. It's democratizing, game changing. We can't roll it back. It's here. It will get better. We just have to find ways of making sure that the things that it doesn't do brilliantly are, you know, we can check for them. We understand them. Still trying to generate. You open to work or just freelancing? So I have a full-time job, but I do as part of the sort of professor bit, I do some consulting work with businesses, generally around understanding AI tools, preparing themselves for use of AI, governance, those sorts of things. So I've done a bit of that. I do training as well. So you'll have seen my website. I do training videos on there generally. So I do that. I also do a few projects. So I've worked for a few businesses to help them to solve specific challenges. So I worked with a business that was trying to give additional value to its set of a different set of customers, and so we created a project that was that sat within ChatGPT. Created a project that would provide a service to their customers, and it was very light. Built it within the business, and they were able to provide an additional service to their customers at effectively no extra cost to them. So yeah, I do absolutely do that. I really enjoy it. It's AI is a passion for me. I've you know, and when I'm talking about AI, I'm talking about generative AI. I've only been at this 2 or 3 years. There was a moment when I saw a video on YouTube that was that showed me how to prompt better, and then it sort of opened it up. So yeah, very exciting, and it is my passion. It's what gets me up in the morning, and yeah, I really enjoy it. Thank you, Imran. So what do we do? So that was building the web report. Okay, so we've got some. So we're now going to create some doc samples. So I've been trying to do some doc samples in, well, I've got one. Finally got one from ChatGPT. It took a little bit of time. Okay, let's have a look where we've got to at this point. So this is the reference checker that is now available, running locally. So obviously not yet on the website. So I can choose a file, and I've created a dummy file here. Let's run the check, and it's given me total citations, total references, missing in reference list, unused in text. And let's see what the JSON looks like. What's the best? Let's see if that works. I've got a feeling Notepad is being odd. Yeah. So it's doing the check. Now, perhaps not giving me the output that I quite want yet, but it is doing the check. Just running again at the moment. While it is running, I am going to nip out for a quick toilet break, but I will leave it running in the background. Let's put a be right back. Sure, I saw it. It's in banners, isn't it? Just give me a moment. I'm back. Feels better. Feels much better. Okay, Beatrice, lovely to see you, and hope you have a bit of a sleep, and Happy New Year. And yeah, thank you for watching. Really nice to have chatted to you. I just frustrating. At the bottom there. We've got our document here. Let's follow these instructions. A bit difficult to get them all on the same page. Run the app, yeah. Try with sample docs. Let me find those documents. I think I know where they are. Okay, so let's choose file. What I might do is see if I can get it to Professor Coding Ref Checker Sample Docs Sample API. Open, and let's run that check. Seven citations, 7 references, 4 missing in the reference list, 4 unused in the text, and it has given us the various things. And then let's see if this text file works. Yep. And then download the JSON. And all that. Try with the sample documents, done that. It all works. It's very, very cool. So now we're going to add some tests in it for doc extraction, citation extractor, reference extractor. Add a script smoke test that starts the server, calls health posts, etc. Make it run in under 30 seconds, show the commands and the outputs. Let's add that. It's all worked. Appears to have all worked. Let's go into this and let's just test it. Yeah, paste. I don't know why that's not. Come out of here. run this test. Terminus report in JSON. Cool. Right, let us now commit this to GitHub. Let's have a plan. So I'm asking Codex to now suggest a commit plan for GitHub. Working on that. Noonie, progress is steady. We have a working reference checker. Let me show you it. Here it is. So I can choose a file. A sample file. Open it. I can run the check. And it gives me these documents that are there and the unused in the text. And I can run another file and it'll give me a JSON download output, which is perhaps not what I want quite yet, but we will keep going and see what we can get before the end of the stream. But yeah, going well. Thank you very much. Pop that down there. So we're an hour and 20 minutes in to this. We have a whole series of code. Let's have a look. I've got all of this code here. And it's been created by Codex. We have a locally run service that works, that we've tested. We're now going to look to deploy it to GitHub and then to Streamlit. And then we might then have, then we've got our sort of basic page working. And then what we might do is leave that for today at that point. And then once we've got it up and running, we might then come back and start adding some bells and whistles, some graphics, etc. Think about the user interface, but we're not quite there yet. We're still in the process of sorting out the GitHub delivery. Turn off while it's doing that. You can watch it working. So let's go into our terminal now. So it seems to have finished that. And what we're going to do is check that the history works. Very, very cool. Okay, so we've got all of our files now. Let's have a look at what we've got. Commits created. So let's please push to GitHub. So this is the GitHub. So I had some issues on pushing to GitHub. Let's try and resolve that, see if I can get Codex to resolve it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it manually a bit, which will be a bit of a pain. So at the moment, we're trying to deploy this to GitHub. It doesn't work this time. I think I have a plan. This is it's a bit how vibe coding works. You make real progress, get something that's working, happy with it, and then sort of hit some little technical issues, probably because I'm not a super expert at this. But I've found that just keep asking ChatGPT or asking Codex to solve the problem. Eventually, you can sort of sort it out. And a bit frustrating, but part of the fun as well, really. Still working. So perhaps have some new people joining. So please say hello. Love to know where you are, who you are, where you're from. I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I'm doing. So this is a vibe coding stream. I've started from zero and I'm building a an app that will run in my website that will check documents, check the references in the document against the reference list and the reference list against the document. It's the sort of minimal viable product. It only works with APA right now, only works with DOCX. I would like to build it out to include documents of all types, academic documents. I want it to be able to also identify if the quote in the reference is used in the right context. And I also want it to be able to identify other quotes that might, other references that might be suitable. That'll be version 2. The idea today is to see, can we get version 1 up and running and sat on the website? We shall see. So far, we've got a working program working locally. What we haven't got is something that's currently on GitHub that we can then use with Streamlit, and then we can embed Streamlit into the website. That's the plan. We'll see where we get to. So if you're new, say hello. Good to know who you are, where you are. We had Beatrice in Costa Rica. We've got Imran in south of the UK. So let me know. Hey Graham, nice to see you. I am pleased you're enjoying the stream. I'm finding it relaxing. It is quite, I mean, there's a lot of sort of downtime. So yeah, watching Codex do its job. Certainly something that I couldn't be doing. Still running the GitHub checks. Okay, it seems to have worked. Let's just show you in my GitHub. So we've got all the programs, the apps, etc. all there. Very, very cool. So I managed to get it to push to GitHub. It took a bit longer than expected. So now I think we need to we need to do something with Streamlit. So we are in Streamlit. We're doing free. I want to actually continue with GitHub. There we go. And I'm wondering if I'm going to have to delete these. So I'm going to create an app, deploy a public app from GitHub. So what I do when I do this version 2, I'm going to use Snowflake. So I'm not going to use that now, but once it's up and running and I'm happy with it, I'll use Snowflake. So I need my GitHub URL. 1 second. Let me find GitHub. We're done with it. I had it here a few seconds ago. Annoying. Let's just go in again. Oh, it was there. Deploy. Streamlit app.ppy does not exist. Okay. So often happens. Often happens. Sounds like the deploy is looking for Streamlit entry point. This repo is a FastAPI service. 2 quick options: deploy as FastAPI recommended, or add a thin Streamlit front end that calls the FastAPI endpoints. Streamlit. see what we get. Got a feeling I might have to identify an API key for this, although it is connected to ChatGPT through Codex, so it might do it automatically. It is creating the Streamlit app now, look. Pushed, not yet, per instructions. Want me to push these changes to GitHub? Yes, please. So what I've done is push the original files that ran nicely on the local host. So we checked it there, it all worked fine. I'm now making it so that it will run as a app on Streamlit. We'll find out whether that works or not. I tried to deploy the app, but there was no Streamlit Python code. So I've now created that Python code. It changed 118 files, or 4 files changed, and it's done that. It's now pushing that to GitHub. So hopefully we'll have more success this time. It's very much how vibe coding works. Try something, it doesn't work, get an error message, put it in, and then go back and change it. How far are we into this? An hour and 49 minutes into this stream. It's fine. Spending my New Year's Day vibe coding with you guys, which is fun. Let me know what you're up to today. Did you enjoy your New Year's Eve? Where are you in the world? I've had Beatrice on from Costa Rica. It was 4:30 in the morning when she came on. I'm here, just in case you were worried. I just turn myself off so that you can watch what's going on the screen. So it's now added. So let's have another go with Streamlit and see if we can make it work. Maybe refresh that. Ref checker. Domain is available. Let's deploy. Let's see if this works. Hopefully this time it should do, because it's got a apps in the oven. App is in the oven. I can drag and drop a file now. Let's see. We've got some test files. Pop this in. Let's run the check. Analysis complete. Missing references, not the best. You can download a JSON. So we've got a running Streamlit file. How cool is that? We're getting there. Now let's put it on to the website. So let's call up ChatGPT. Here we go. And let me just go into my project. New project. No, don't want a new project. I want my referencing app. Okay. Now have the Streamlit app working. Talk me through embedding this on my Wix website. We'll go to Wix while it's there. This is the back end of my website. Pop that over there for now. So we know the Streamlit app loads on public HTTPS, which it does. We've just seen that. And we know the URL. So open Streamlit app in the browser, copy the URL, add Streamlit embeds parameters. Copy. So we'll go into Wix Studio. Let's move that to the side do the Wix Studio here, and we'll go edit site. It takes a little bit. Go to the full site so you can see what I'm doing. This takes a little bit of time. Here we go. What's it? So we're going to not do that. We're going to go to this, pages, add new page, standard blank page. And then we want to add an element. We want to add an iframe. I think it's here. Embed site. And what we want to do is put in the, it's difficult having multiple no, that's just 800. So I've got multiple files open, and it's difficult to have the right things on the page. In fact, maybe, no, I thought I might have had it behind there. Streamlit reference checker. Here we go. So I've got this. V, and it did tell me to do something to add in question mark embed equals true. ref checker. Doesn't seem to be working, does it? It's not an iframe. Oh, it is an iframe, look. Let's check out the embed true, see if that works. Happy with that. Now, is that just because it's not running, and do we have to publish it? So let's just change the name of this page, etc. Settings. Let's call it ref checker. Permissions, everyone, SEO basics. I'm just going to copy this so we can go and have a look at it. Okay, now let's publish. See if it works. See if it's broken the whole page. No. So let's go in here and go / ref checker. See if this works. Very cool if it does. Nope. So we've got the page. So we've got an error. Just in ChatGPT again. I'm getting this error. What it says. Okay, so it's given me some instructions. So go back to Wix Studio. Have a look at what the instructions actually said. Okay, check the embedding is right, most commonly fixed. In your Wix iframe, do not use share.streamlit.io. So, yeah, that's fine. So it suggests that I try it in a different app. So let's just do a nice clean Cognito window and put in the URL. Find that. Yeah. So the ref checker works in incognito. There it is. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world. Not quite sure why it's not working. Let's try and publish it again. I've had it working before. Share streamlit.io redirect you too many times. I'm not using streamlit.io. Let us try a new incognito, but look at the go to the website and see if it works there. Got it. So it's asking me for the ChatGPT is asking me for the exact exact iframe URL. Is the Streamlit app public or private? Public. I believe it is. Let me just, maybe that's the thing to check. Yeah. So I put the app in and it is public. Well, quite white, isn't it? Should I change this to dark mode for you? Things seem to be moving quite slowly now. Probably got a lot running. No, don't want that. Don't want that either. Losing my head now. There we go. What I wanted to do was just change the settings, put this into dark mode for you. There we go. That's better. Not as bright. Okay. There's my last message. Given your uploads fine in incognito but fails when embedded in your Wix page in normal mode, you're almost certainly hitting a cookie or tracking problem. What to do for embed the correct Streamlit URL. Do not embed share.streamlit.io used in the app URL plus the embedded parameter. See, I can do that. Copy. Let's go back into this. Get rid of that. Delete that and go Control-V. Aha! We have it working. Let's publish that. Hurrah! Refresh this page. There we go. I can now drag a file. There it is. Run the check on it. It's not perfect, but it's given me the analysis and it's given me the reference list. How cool is that? Success. I'm quite excited. All right, so we have, what have we done? We have created an app from scratch We've deployed it to GitHub. We've created a Streamlit app and we've deployed it on the website, and it works. Now, not finished, not done. Loads I can do to add to this, but we've got a start and we've shown you how to do it. It's taken us 2 hours and 15 minutes to get from 0 to something deployed. I think that's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to take a break now. Go and have a cup of tea, go and have a relax, and let me know what you think. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, give me a like. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and then you'll get to know when I'm doing any new things on the channel. Let me know if you want to see me do the upgrades to this, or whether this was so mind-blowingly boring that you're not interested at all. But anyway, I've enjoyed the stream. I've enjoyed chatting with you. I've enjoyed meeting you. Thanks very much. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye for now.